Hello and welcome back to another video on the Retexcraft channel. And in today's video, we are looking at the ultimate Skylanders Iceberg. I got permission. I don't like copying other YouTubers' ideas, but there was so much he was missing. Of course, I'm talking about Skylander Gamer TV. And I wanted to make this video. Every entry was made by me. This Iceberg, 100% mine. I may make a part 2 to this video, I don't know, probably not. But, anyway, let's get into it. At the tip of the iceberg, Toys to Life. Toys to Life is the method of how you play with each character. You have a portal which has NFC. You put your character on, and it will show up in the game. Mind Magic. Mind Magic is an ability that the ancients had in Imaginators. It allows you to move around stuff and build. Prism Break.
Number 1. Prism Break. By far the most biased on this list. Get him now or die.
Music. Skylanders is known for its great music. It has a bunch of variety. Of course, my favorite soundtrack is, of course, Giants, but that's because I'm super biased. Portal Masters. Portal Masters are the people who summon these Skylanders to save Skylands. Expansion Packs. Expansion Packs, they give you more levels in the base game with a collectible toy, such as Sunscraper Spire or Dragon's Peak. Spyro. Spyro has its own series, Spyro the Dragon, which had 3 games on the PS1. Then this series was acquired and was tossed around, and the games after that were but then they made the Spyro trilogy for the Wii and PS2 and etc. And after that, Toys for Bob was like, you know, what if we make a game and called Spyro's Kingdom, and it's gonna be super dark and gritty. But eventually it shifted all the way till we got Skylanders Spyro's Adventures. Toys for Bob. The main creators of Skylanders. They created 4 out of the 6 games. SSA, Giants, Trap Team, and Imaginators. Skytubers. Skytubers are the content creators for YouTube that create Skylanders content. Elements. There are 10 elements. 2 of which were introduced in Trap Team. The elements are life, fire, dark, water, light, earth, magic, air, something else, and something else. Elemental gates. Elemental gates are places where you have to have a Skylander of that element to be able to get past the gates. Inside it, there's usually a puzzle, and there will always be a hat, and yeah. We need motion controls. For SSA, for SSA and Giants for Wii, they added motion controls into stuff like putting in keys and opening treasure chests, which usually just meant thrusting it forward or shaking it. Portal of Power. Portal of Power is an item that you can put your Skylanders on, and it will show up into the game. Without it, the game is basically useless. Tip of the iceberg. For Riley Wow Pow. This is for Zap's Series 2. There was this kid named Riley. He loved Zap. It was his favorite Skylander. and sadly he died of, I believe it was cancer, and Toys for Bob wanted to add it in as a tribute, and yeah, it's a very good WoW Pow for his app. Variants are different colored versions of a Skylander. The ones I am talking about of right now are just regular variants, which will show up in game. Oh, magic. Magic runs through everything in Skylanders, from sheep to chompies to the earth. Everything has magic in it. Knockoffs. As we all know, there were quite a few. Some were good and some were not. Yeah. Trust me guys, Skylanders is the best though. Core of Light. The Core of Light is the item that the structure that protects Skylanders from the darkness, from invading. 3DS. As we all know, 3DS, there were 3DS versions of the console games. This from SSA to Track Team. There was also Superchargers Racing from the Nintendo Wii on here, and yeah, they are completely different to their original versions on the console, but they are still canon, so yeah. Series 2, 3, and 4. They're called reposes, and basically you'd have a Skylander, and for the next game, you'd change their pose, and then you'd give them a exclusive power called the WoW Pow. And yeah, there was only ever one Series 4, and that was Tidal Wave Gilgrunt. There were plans for Terrafin to get a Series 4, even though Prison Break should have gotten it. Heroic Challenges. In SSA and Giants, there was the ability to place your Skylander on and accept it as part of your collection. This would unlock an exclusive challenge for that Skylander. For say, Prison Break, when you put him on the portal and accept him as one of your own, he will unlock a challenge where you have to kill 8 spiders. This one is specifically tailored towards him because of how the level design is set up. Each Skylander has their own individual one. Sadly, they got rid of this feature in Swamp Force and never returned it. Personally, I think this gave a lot of incentive to buy every single Skylander, but it's all good. Oh, and they also boost your stats. WoW Pow. As previously mentioned, these are exclusive powers for Skylanders. Prison Break's Series 2, for example, allows him to shoot a pulse of energy through his beam. Guides. As we all know, there are guides for the series. Of course, these are the ones I grew up with, but yeah. These covered all of the characters, all of their upgrades, their stats, everything. I love these things. They even had bonuses for Skylanders Universe. Yeah. Magic items. These are exclusive items that usually come in expansion packs and give you different buffs, such as invincibility for a couple seconds, healing, faster movement, a bunch of anvils will fall from the sky. Yeah. Shrek. The classic meme. Darkness. The antagonist of the entire series, really. Well, not the main villain like Chaos is, but he's definitely the motive. He mostly appears in Skylanders Superchargers, where he's the final boss, and if it wasn't in a vehicle section, I would easily say it's the best part of any game in the series, but it's a vehicle section. underneath the water. Dual elemental gates. These are things from Skylanders Swap Force where you could have either two Skylanders, one for each controller, and then of the element that corresponds with the gate, and then it would open up. These gates are special, or you could have a Swap Force character with both halves. These gates are special because they combine both the elements. So if you had a water and a fire, you'd have this watery fire mix. Earth and life, you'd have this like jungle, etc. Yeah. Malfour is the father of Cinder, and yeah. Ring of Heroes. Ring of Heroes is a mobile game released in 2020 and 2017. 2017 was just a clone of a previous series, and 2020 was a completely new game. I never actually got to play them, and sadly they've shut them down now. Hub World. There are many hub worlds in Skylands. The first one ever is, of course, the Citadel. But of course, you have Giants' Dread Yacht, and Swap Force's Woodburrow, and you get the point. Chase variants. These are variants, like regular variants, but they don't appear in the game, and they're usually way more rare. Evilized Crystal. These crystals allow you to make anything evil. My favorite use was, of course, when they used it on Glumshanks to make him actually evil, because Chaos realized he wasn't actually evil. Minis. Minis are a small version of Skylanders. They are from their own separate universe, and they just happened to go into this universe because of an accident with Pop Fizz and Double Trouble. PvP, an essential in the first 3 games in the series, but they removed in Trap Team, which made everyone get angry. Of course, I have to, include Drobot because he was so broken. I really wish it would come back, because then I could show off my Prism Break skills, but Academy. Academy is a location in Skylanders Trap Team, Superchargers, and Imaginators, but it's got its own TV show. It's called Skylanders Academy, where Spyro, being the main character, would go around Skylands helping people and funnies. Eventually, it led up to these big serious plots. Well, not big or serious, but yeah. Sadly, they never made another season after the last one. Malevolent Agents. These are the agents that are in Imaginators, which I consider non-canon, because I'm a big brain. Anyway, these guys were first ever brought up in Skylanders Spyro's Adventures as the ones who summoned the darkness. How did they do this? Well, that wouldn't be revealed until Skylanders Superchargers, where Superchargers revealed they used the Dark Rift engine. We learned that they traveled from dimension to dimension, and they built Skylands. Lots of interesting lore I could talk all day about. Spyro's Kingdom. I already talked about it earlier, way early on this list, but it was a prototype version of Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Fist of Arcus. The Iron Fist of Arcus is a main MacGuffin in Skylanders Giants, and it turns the user into a giant robot controlling the entire city of Arcus. And Chaos, of course, obtains this power, and we have to take him down. I love the Archeans. M-Mod. M-Mod is a mod for Skylanders Spyro's Adventures that redoes all the textures, and it be meme. Lightcore. Lightcore are Skylanders that glow when you put them on the thing. An example is Prism Break. Lightcore Prism Break has his arms glow when you put him down onto the portal. Thumpin' Wumpin' Islands is the area of Crash Bandicoot, another PlayStation 1 platformer. It appears in one level in Skylanders Imaginators. Personally, it's one of my favorite levels because of just how fan servicey it is, in the good way, and it's also just a really good design level.
Number 1. Prism Break, by far the most biased on this list. Get him now or die.
Superchargers Racing. Skylanders Superchargers had a Wii and 3DS game called Superchargers Racing. These were exclusive levels and exclusive mechanics for Skylanders Superchargers Racing. It had its own concealed plot about the wish-granting snow globe. And this is actually the first way I played Skylanders Superchargers. Then I went to the original version. The better version. Darklops. Darklops is the original version of Sam. He had this more oily design, but the team didn't like how it was, the color, so they changed it, and then the original designer didn't like how it was going. It was just going to be a plastic ball, and so they scrapped him and redesigned him. But his moveset lives on in Zap. Giant Snapshot. Of Chill, we could have had Snapshot. His name was Bullseye, but they would have obviously changed it. Sadly, he was also pushed back until Trap Team. At least I'm happy that their designs were used. Eon's Elite. Eon's Elite are Skylanders that have been... They are from SSA. There were 2 batches. In the first batch, it was just the SSA pose, and also their health is a lot higher than most. And they were all the most popular Skylanders, so Terrafin, Gilgren, Spyro, etc. And then Superchargers had it, which was for the least popular. But these guys had new poses, which was really cool. And they had their health increased like the other ones. Eyebrow and Diveclops are brothers. So, in the backstory of Diveclops, it confirms that Diveclops and Eyebrow's eye are brothers. Another thing I'd like to bring up is that Eyebrow is 2 different persons, Eye and Brawl. Eon, bad intention. So there are quite a few theories, especially after the release of Academy, about Eon actually being evil. Like, what happened to the light and dark? Why after the explosion of Curve Light did they disappear? Did he banish them like he banished the dragons in Academy? I actually think none of these are true. Online. In Skylanders Superchargers, they had online where you could play it with another player. There was also online racing for Superchargers and Imagine. Bottom of the iceberg. Flight Rider Series 2. We all know Sunburn didn't get a Series 2, but we also didn't get a Fright Rider Series 2. And I love Fright Rider. I don't care what you guys say. He's really good, and he's really fun to play. But he also never got a Series 2. He was the only Skylander from Giants to not get one. That isn't a giant, of course. Switchboard. Imaginators for Nintendo Switch. And let's just say it was not very good. DK and Bowser in Sky. DK and Bowser are Skylanders, are characters from Nintendo that have been included in Superchargers. We're also going to be planned for Princess Peach, Kirby, and Star Fox? Fox from Star Fox. But Kirby was just because they couldn't get the rights fast enough. Princess Peach is because it doesn't fit our brand. And Star Fox is because they had this release of an amazing 10 out of 10 game. Star Fox Zero. Skylanders and Insane Trilogy. If you dig inside the files of the Insane Trilogy for Crash Bandicoot, you'll find that there were these 3 scrap Skylanders I am showing on screen right now. An undead hockey dude, a fire rider, and a dust bunny. I don't think their designs are that great, but these were planned for Imaginators, Imaginators Year 2, but sadly that was cancelled. Lore. Don't get me started on this. There is a lot of lore inside Skylanders. That could be its own iceberg. It could only be its own series of icebergs that I release every day for the next 3 years. Still would be very. Let's just say there's a lot. There was going to be a series for Terrafin. As previously stated, there was going to be a series for Terrafin. But, SSA on Xbox and PS3 are different builds. Toys for Bob was making Skylanders Spyro's Adventures as a exclusive for the Wii. But then Activision was like, well, we need it on PS3 and Xbox 360 so we can make as much money as possible. And so they outsourced it to another company, and the other company had to make it in 3 months. They, of course, had the art assets, but that's about all. You can see this in quite a few ways, like how in PS3 and Xbox, Whirlwind can break Tizo crystals, and how Wang Shell's death animation is different. And yeah. Prototypes. There are a lot of prototype Skylanders. As previously stated, there is Bullseye, aka Snapshot, and Chop Chop Daddy, aka Crypt King, and Tarclops, and so much more, like Sniper, of course. And then there's the games. The prototype Giants builds. Oh, that's so great. Those included Skylanders we never thought we'd seen, and just a lot of content. Just go and check out. They have their own videos already. Yeah. Not on my channel. Portals can time travel. In Giants, we have the Skylander of choice travel back in time to defeat the Conchotron. This is the first instance we see of time travel, and the only one. But that is, that they can time travel. We also learn about this earlier in SSA, but it never needs to happen in the story. Hydra. Hydra is the final boss of Skylanders Spyro's Adventures, and it appears in Skylanders Superchargers in one of the books. We sadly never get to see it again in the series after SSA. That isn't that tiny encounter, which makes me sad, but it's so interesting, and they had it, they built it up as a thing that they could bring back. They just never did. Deep Dark. Double Trouble's face. What is behind Double Trouble's face? We'll never know. What is... He always has his mask on. Rumors. You'll know the rumors. You know, Skylanders is coming back in 2020. I wish. You wish. We all wish. At least there's rumors that Xbox will do something with it. Friedbeard. Friedbeard is the final boss of Skylanders Giants for 3DS. He is a very interesting character because he was on the ship with Crusher, and luckily Crusher escaped it to defeat the Arcanes, but they were trapped inside of a chest with the lock being their own sword. Such an interesting game, I must say. Tizo is Imperial Traptanian. This is a theory I made and then remade with included extra evidence. This basically states that Tizo, the thing from Skylanders SSA and Giants, which can only be broken by Prism Break, Crusher, and someone else, I can't remember their name. Yeah. is the same as Traptanium. They have the same animations, the same general style, they come in different colors, and there's quite a mountain of evidence. Blobbers is God. Okay, fine. In Skylanders Imaginators, the final level we ever got was Imaginate Minds. And in this level, Blobbers wants to reset the entire universe. Sadly, he doesn't get to. And make it in his image, of course. Mobile game bad. Trap. Island traps are easily the rarest traps. Only released in Australia. They had to be imported everywhere else, and that means there was a very limited amount. Sadly, they are listed in games, so if you want to collect everything, you have to spend a lot of money on these. Flynn Day. There was a day for Flynn. On this day, Flynn will make a quiz all about himself. And I mean, like, he's so great, so like, why not? And so you must correctly guess as many answers about him as you possibly can. He's also won as far as Hugo can remember, so yeah. Once every year. Maybe next year, Hugo. Maybe next year. Ghost Roaster is a show. Ghost Roaster, if you don't know, used to be human. He used to create sheep pies. But one day he seen a rare black sheep. But when he rare purple sheep. When he tried to get it, he tripped down the mountain and fell into the valley of the undead. He waited there so long, he became dead. And he ate all the ghosts in a town. Because of this, the mayor had him locked up with a ball and chain at the end of him. He swore to do as many good tasks as he could do, and promised to never eat any more ghosts. Ever. And then he joined the Skylanders. So yeah, a murderer. Joined the Skylanders. Confirmed. His name was also originally Olive.
Lucky's place in Skylands. In one of the books, there is a lagoon called Lucky Lagoon, and it is the luckiest place in Skylands. Sadly, it's corrupted and turned into Unlucky Lagoon, where it's unlucky. Where it becomes so unlucky that volcanoes erupt every 5 minutes. And you can't go a minute without slipping on the ground. Luckily, they are able to restore Lucky Lagoon to its normal state, and it is all back to normal. Zombie Callie. Zombie Callie is the zombified version of Callie, which it appears in Swamp Forest for Nintendo 3DS. You go through the game trying to heal them and get them back to normal. Zombie Dance. There is a group of zombie dancers in one of Callie's heroic challenges, and your goal is to get their heads back onto them so they can perform the zombie dance. Flynn is irresistible to women. It's a simple fact. He just is. And he knows it. He tells everyone that he's irresistible to them. And I mean, it's completely true. Milliken Ghost House. There is a house in Welkin Village that has a ghost girl, and some floating furniture. Nowhere is it explained what happened here. Did chaos fail and this is the spirit of a former Wilkin? Besides that, this is one of the most creepy things in the entire series. The Abyss. Chompies only bite to show affection, but in the normal main universe. The Chompies love you. They just wait to show you that they love you. Chomp Chomp is 3 elements. Another thing is canonically Chomp Chomp is tech, magic, and undead. Straight as backstory, he is 3 elements. Goku. Goku is a real Skylander. I have him right here, and he is one of the most powerful Skylanders. His 3rd attack allows him to do a ton of damage. And his secondary attack makes him go Super Saiyan. One of my favorite Skylanders. Prison Break Day. Prison Break Day is April 6th. Every year, there will be a Prison Break themed video released by me and hopefully eventually other creators. Why did I pick this day? It just felt right. Alternate dimensions. We know there's at least 2 different dimensions, that being Earth and Skylines, but we know the darkness came from a different one, and there could be infinite more. I really wish we got to see some more. The Archeans made the perfect egg boiler. It is canonically said the Archeans have perfect eggs. They made the perfect egg boiler. And somehow it became part of Hugo's knowledge. Unfortunately, the plans for the perfect egg boiler were lost, and we'll never be able to get those perfect eggs. Thailand is not existent. The Thailand does not work. It doesn't fit. The Imaginators retcon so much, and it's impossible to fit in with the story of Superchargers. Alongside that, many of the mobile games cannot happen, and it is just an inconsistent mess. Chaos's clones. Chaos cloned himself, and one of these became good, and that is why we have good Chaos on our team in Imaginators. But canonically, Chaos made clones of himself, and they're actually pretty good enemies, and I enjoyed the battle con that went alongside them in the layer of Chaos and Imaginators. Very interesting. Imaginators took 6 months. This is true. They rushed Imaginators, and that's why it raises so much Supercharger kids. I don't actually know this, but I wouldn't be surprised. Hector. Hector is the final boss and main antagonist of the 3DS Spyro's Adventure. He is a very enjoyable opponent. He just probably shouldn't be this far down on this iceberg. Locked up Willikin monster. There is a monster, one of the most powerful monsters. There was something hidden in the caves in Willikin Village. The Willikins potentially locked up someone, and it's never explained. This is the biggest secret in the series, I would say. What happened here? A day in the life of Lightning Rod. A day in the life of Lightning Rod is, well, as it says, the day in the life of Lightning Rod. We go through the adventures of Lightning Rod. His beautiful, beautiful life. We get to see him all throughout the day. One of my favorite segments to read ever. And that concludes the iceberg. I'd like to say a thank you for watching this far. And, I have an announcement. I will be posting 2 videos per month, one at the beginning and one at the end, for the foreseeable future. So, more consistent uploads for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.